Life will knock you down. That part is guaranteed. No matter how strong you are, no matter how prepared you feel, no matter how confident you become, there will be moments when everything falls apart. Plans fail. People disappoint you. Efforts don't pay off. And suddenly, you find yourself on the ground, tired, frustrated, questioning everything. This is where most people stop. This is where dreams quietly die. But this is also where discipline is born. Getting back up is not about motivation. Motivation is emotional. It comes and goes. Discipline is different. Discipline is what tells you to stand up even when you don't feel like it. Discipline does not care about your mood. It does not ask if you are ready. It simply demands action. Anyone can get excited when things are going well. Anyone can feel motivated after watching a video or hearing a speech. But when you are tired, when you are hurt, when you feel defeated, that is when discipline separates the strong from the weak. Falling down does not make you weak. Staying down does. And the reason most people stay down is not because they lack ability, but because they lack discipline. They wait to feel better. They wait to feel confident again. They wait for the right time. But discipline does not wait. Discipline moves first, and feelings follow later. Life does not reward potential. It rewards persistence. And persistence is built on discipline, not on motivation, not on talent, not on luck. When you fall, your mind becomes dangerous. It starts talking. It reminds you of past failures. It exaggerates your mistakes. It tells you that maybe this is not for you. Maybe you are not strong enough. Maybe you should stop trying. These thoughts feel real. They feel logical. But they are lies created by pain and fear. Discipline is learning to act despite those thoughts. Getting back up with discipline means you don't negotiate with excuses. You don't argue with your emotions. You don't wait for confidence. You simply do what needs to be done. Discipline is quiet. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't seek attention. It works in silence, when no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when no one believes in you. That is why it is powerful. Most people want to rise again, but they want it to feel good. They want it to be comfortable. They want it to be easy. But growth does not work that way. Growth hurts. Growth demands sacrifice. Growth requires repetition of uncomfortable actions. When you fall, discipline tells you to wake up on time even when you feel empty. Discipline tells you to show up even when you feel embarrassed. Discipline tells you to keep working even when results are slow. Getting back up with discipline means accepting that pain is part of the process. It means understanding that discomfort is temporary, but regret lasts forever. Look at your past. Every time you gave up, how did it feel later? Regret. Self-doubt. A feeling that you could have done more. Discipline protects you from that feeling. Discipline allows you to look back and say, I didn't quit. You don't need to be strong to start again. You need to be disciplined. Strength comes later. Discipline is choosing long-term respect over short-term comfort. It is choosing progress over pleasure. It is choosing effort over excuses. When you fall, people will watch. Some will doubt you. Some will silently enjoy your failure. Some will tell you to move on. Discipline does not respond to noise. Discipline responds to purpose. Your comeback does not need to be loud. It does not need to be announced. The strongest comebacks are quiet. They happen in daily routines, in early mornings, in late nights, in consistency. Getting back up with discipline means rebuilding yourself piece by piece, habit by habit, day by day. You don't need to fix your whole life in one day. You just need to do one disciplined thing today. Wake up when you said you would. Do the work you promised yourself. Train your body. Train your mind. Control your actions. Discipline gives structure to chaos. When everything feels out of control, discipline gives you something solid to hold on to. Pain makes people emotional. Discipline makes people effective. When you are emotional, you react. When you are disciplined, you respond. Falling down teaches you humility. Getting back up with discipline teaches you power. There will be days when you feel nothing, no excitement, no passion, no hope. Discipline carries you through those days. Those are the days that matter the most. Most people quit on boring days, not hard days. Discipline survives boredom. Discipline survives routine. Discipline survives silence. You are not broken because you fell. You are human. But if you choose to stay down, that becomes a decision, not an accident. Every time you get back up, something inside you changes. Your tolerance for pain increases. Your fear weakens. Your self-respect grows. This is how discipline reshapes identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who gives up. You start seeing yourself as someone who continues. And that identity changes everything. Discipline does not promise fast success. It promises progress. And progress compounds. One disciplined day leads to another. One small win leads to confidence. Confidence leads to momentum. Momentum changes life. But none of this happens if you stay down. You don't need perfect conditions to get back up. You don't need approval. You don't need support. Discipline works even when you are alone. In fact, discipline is strongest when you are alone. Getting back up with discipline means accepting responsibility, not blaming people, not blaming circumstances, not blaming the past. Responsibility gives you power. Excuses take it away. Life will never stop testing you. The question is not whether you will fall again. The question is whether you will rise faster next time. Discipline shortens recovery time. Instead of staying down for months, disciplined people get back up in days, sometimes hours, because they don't allow emotions to control their actions. Discipline is saying, I will do what needs to be done, even if I don't feel like it. This mindset changes everything. You don't wait for confidence. You build it through action. You don't wait for clarity. You create it through discipline. You don't wait for strength. You earn it through repetition. The world respects results, not excuses. Your future self is watching you right now. The choices you make today decide whether that future self will thank you or regret you. Get back up, not with anger, not with ego, but with discipline. Because discipline lasts when emotions fade. Stand up again. Even if your legs feel weak, start again. Even if your heart feels heavy, try again. Even if your mind is tired, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. You just need to keep the promise you made to yourself. Get back up with discipline and keep going.